currently there is an ongoing event for the Bisonte C45 that you can actually get for free. All you need to do is just take the shortest route through this event. You get some special coins here for every win, and also for every 1 point for every win, and also 1 extra if you get a class 1 or higher mastery. That way you can go straight through to the Bisonte C45. Today I'm just going to give you a short review and a bit of a gameplay for it. So what is this tank actually like? If we are looking at it here on Blitzkit, then we can see this tank without the special camouflage that I have in game already. But we want to take a look at the armor real quick, because that is actually quite good. If we are looking at the advanced armor highlighting like this, we can see very nicely where you can penetrate this thing and where you can't. The turret is very red. It does have some good gun depression as well. And it is just overall well armored. It is a heavy tank, by the way. It is a bit more penetrable with heat, but even that doesn't change all that much unless you are at a bad angle. So keep the high ground as always and you will be fine. That's the way to go about it. Mainly what is outstanding about this one is that it has some very high DPM, but only on the second shell. Yes, it has 2 shells. This is an auto reloader, technically speaking, but it basically is a single shot gun with 1 reserve shell that you should never ever shoot unless you really don't have any other opponents in close proximity. Maybe because you're about to die, or just because you have a long time to bridge them. So just shoot that first shell only, so you end up at a very high DPM of 3111, and you can just keep that second shell with a 16-second reload time for very rare occasions, but generally you should not even care about it. About the equipment, I will show you in-game. The other stuff, I don't think I have to go through here. 310 alpha damage on the AP. Premier ammunition is heat. Yeah, that's standard, but not that great. But yeah, then we also have an HE that has some good damage per shot. Let's switch over to the iPad and actually get to some gameplay here. So this is my equipment setup. This is basically the standard that I have on every single tank. I do not feel like calibrated shells are needed, but I would recommend you to only to pick your preferred choice and go for calibrated shells if you feel like this is a main advantage. But start with the ventilation system or rimmer in every case on every tank, because that grants you more of an advantage on every single shot, whereas calibrated shells are only needed on few shots per game, if at all. So I so far did not feel like going for calibrated shells, but if you feel like you face a lot of tanks that are well armored where calibrated shells allow you to penetrate, then obviously go for it. Otherwise, we have only the speed boost, because this is not a typical single shot tank, so you don't have adrenaline also, and the speed boost, the standard speed boost, does not increase your maximum speed, only your engine power. Like that, you have a better acceleration, and that you don't need for a long duration, and therefore I go for the faster cooldown here on the consumer builds. This will generally just help me a little bit more than to have some quick acceleration. Just have my repair kits back a little bit sooner as well, and therefore it is also quite nice to have. Otherwise, I'm just going for the standard stuff here. I definitely make sure I have enough heat with me, as well as AP and HE. I mean, generally you don't need a lot of HEs, but this is just the standard lineup I'm going for. We do have a legendary camouflage that you can also get in the event if you play a bit more. But first of all, I would go for the tank, and then see if you can still get your hands on the camouflage later on. Let's go for some gameplay. Well, as you know by now, this tank is actually kind of a hull down tank. The hull is not outstanding. You can probably also side scrape a little bit if we are taking another look at the armor profile. Yes, it should be possible to just side scrape with it. There is no weak spot here in the track wheel, even if the turret is turned around. I mean, that should work out. You can go hull down. And let me just check the gun depression again. And as I'm currently trying to get into the game, I will turn on an encounter again because I'm not finding any battle. Gun depression was... Where do we have it here? I think it was enough, definitely. It was definitely not a problem with the gun depression, but it was not really a ton. Nah, come on. Okay, we can get to the game. Alright. Now we can start with the first battle. Gun depression of 8 degrees, now I found it. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, we've got a mainly medium lineup, only 2 heavies on either side, so let's not bother with flanking around on the heavy side, because I would expect most people to just go over towards the med side here, as 2 heavies just are not that many. I can move up straight towards the medium side and can try to take the ramps here. Maybe some enemies are getting very aggressive early on. This might be a bit of a problem for me. What the hell is going on here? Okay. Okay. I am just reloading the second shot again, and I think I will want to go in together with my teammates here. Defender MK1 should die. He is also being left alone. I'm not using the other shot. I just want to make sure I hit my shots here. And very dangerous with the reserve shell is, of course, that you are just shooting a bit too early. I would love to move behind that rock, but okay. Come on. Nope. Ah, go away. We don't all need to go for this one shot there. I can already reorient myself towards the others, which are coming from behind. As most people are just moving forwards in every case. I expect all of the enemies to come from my back. And this SU is actually still surviving there. Do I need to go for him? Ah, you know what, let's not care about it. I might be... Nope. Let's aim carefully. 310 alpha damage is absolutely fine. I'm not using the second shot. Only in the very end of the game. I want to try to get it out. Or if I'm dying, actually. But so far here, I don't need to go for it. Okay. Aim. Good. And I think I'm not getting much over there. Or maybe I can still shoot him. No. The greed did not bother aiming. I mean, I was also kind of expecting him to move back again. Yeah, still getting him. T49. Probably flanking towards C or running back towards A. That could also be the case. I don't expect him to be standing around there still. Most likely he moved towards C or he's just running. 2 options right now, 50-50 chance basically. So let's see if he is maybe over there. Hiding. I did not get spotted. Okay. My teammates are already on A, then I will go for C because I don't think the T49 is trying to fight. He will sooner or later just realize that he has to go for caps, although that doesn't really matter. No, he's actually going forwards. And just running into his demise. Okay. Steel Phantom. Oh, nice HE by the E2, but actually I am done here. Okay, this was a fairly basic game, just moving forwards. I will go for a few more and see what I can do with this tank. But you could already see aggressive potential is there as you just have great DPM. I did not really get shot on this game, right? Not much. And therefore the armor was not really showing itself. I want to get to a game where I can actually play a bit hull down, where I can get to farm a bit more. And hence I'm just going for a couple of games here, like a mini stream basically in a video format. Hopefully that gives you a better idea about how to play this tank and what it actually feels like, if it's even worth going for you. After all, it's a tier A tank that not everyone's playing, although it is obviously a very, very popular tier, the most popular. Not necessarily in this community though, because here I know that many people are rather playing tier 10s. Still, I want to give it a shot, because I've heard good stuff about it, and now that I have this tank, I'm also eager to try it out. But what is actually going on here? With the queue times, 1 minute, and that's basically noon, so let's turn off same control mode. I already have encounter turned on. So usually I'm playing supremacy only, but if the queue times tend to be longer, then I'll also turn on encounter or turn off same control mode. I think usually I'm playing without same control mode because of that, because longer queue times are just more annoying than facing anyone who's potentially slightly better at aiming because of playing on PC. But hey, that's not what I really care about, because Blitz is rather about the movement of the tank and tactical pushes, not so much about the aiming. And I would not even I would not even say that actually the aiming is a huge advantage on PC from my experience. Okay. Now let's aim over there. The aim time at such a distance is quite something, I have to say. It's not nothing. Nice. Okay. I'm being recognized here. Alright. Do I use heat? No, okay, this does not make any difference. Interesting. In the best case, though, I would help my teammates clear the other side, but hey, I can out-trade him there. Oh my... Okay. 525. I mean, I've been almost full life armor wrecked or full life armor wrecked? Okay. I guess that was not the most enjoyable experience here. Mind you, that should not tell you much about the armor wreck's durability in general. I don't believe that it means that it will always get armor wrecked. And it looks like we are still winning. But yeah, back of the turret is where usually the armor wreck is sitting. And that is what I've been showing to the SU here, apparently. Come on, guys, just move in so I get the tank back. And we can go for the next game. And it looks like we are almost done here. Enemies are doing well by taking the bridges here, but they were just not fast enough. Luckily, my teammates just all pushed forwards on one side, making it quite easy for us. I think what the enemies should have done, instead of flanking all the way back around us, was to just go to the sides of the bridges, where the nemesis is here. And there they could have gone hull down and been in a great position to crossfire us all the time. So in case you're finding yourself in a position of the enemies here, and are noticing that the enemies are on the other side on the bridges here, you can just move up the bridges. And there you are very, very dangerous and can basically not really get pushed onto. It's getting the enemies to expose on the streets down there where they are a very easy target then. But here in this case, the opponents stood around in very bad spots and they spent a lot of time flanking around, which was not to their advantage, as they tried to find some campers in our spawn, but that was a bit of a gamble to actually expect there to be campers sitting around doing nothing. Would have much rather helped them to move towards where our teammates were harming their teammates. So that was the front line, not the rear. Do I actually just go over to the medium side? I think yes, because there are 3 mediums. And I kind of want to support here. Otherwise it's not too sure where the game is going to end. Okay, I need to reload. And there's always this huge temptation for just shooting when you have this reserve shell. Okay, he's dead. I will just go in here, cut off the Y, because I know the enemies are... Oh my gosh, I might take shots. Oh no, what? I want to go away from the guy on B. I really don't want to get shot into my side here. Okay, nice. Oh. Okay, I really didn't want to get ammo-wrecked again. Not 2 games in a row. So I was a bit hesitant about peeking out too far, but looks like I already am. There was an AMX shooting me. I think that's much easier to go for, much safer, as I can stay hidden behind that rock. No. Ah, okay. I actually penetrated, but it was already dead beforehand. Okay. I think the Super Hellcat does have that yo, and I can move over to the other side. Important on this game here for me was to actually build up the aggression. Because I could see that I was the only heavy tank on the medium side. And I did not want to allow the enemies to focus my teammate mediums all that badly. Let's go over to the Kyler because I want some more damage. And the IS-3 Defender is not actually getting shot by my teammates, but hey. Still getting him. Let's reload one more maybe. And now I can just shoot both my shells. Finally, I'm making use of that reserve shell for once. It has to be there for a reason. Mostly, I've got to honestly say that I'm not a great fan of reserve shells because they are just theoretically giving you an advantage, but technically there is basically almost no situation where you really need them, and you gotta realize that for having a reserve shell, you get some other nerfs, like some other characteristics will be worse because you have that reserve shell. And as you should mostly not use that reserve shell, you mostly don't benefit from it. So I would rather have a better tank and not have a reserve shell, like just a single shotgun or just auto reloader without that reserve shell. But hey, sometimes it can be nice, but that's so rare. And most people just doing a bad mistake by just constantly using reserve shells as well, and therefore having horrible damage output. My teammates all decide to go camp. Maybe this works. Nope. Oh yeah, there was an update, so the chat is turned on again. Usually I just prefer playing without the chat actually. Oh my gosh. There's a lot more than I anticipated. Let me just get behind this hill there and then I will be safe. Ouch. But here they can basically not get me unless they fully push over. Okay, he's reloading. But if they peek for me, they will expose themselves towards my TDs, those campers back there who hopefully do something at some point. And my teammate is dead, great. Also Bisonte. unbreakable. I got the camo, so my tank is... Wait. Is my... Oh yeah, it's also unbreakable. Okay. Nice. Okay, now I'm a lot safer already. Oh! Oh, nice. Next ammo rack. Is this ammo rack actually weak? I also had ammo rack critically damaged, but okay, that's usually... Oh, okay. This usually should not bother too much. Should not mean too much. No. Late reaction. Super late reaction. Okay. Let's go for another game. So far, so good, actually. I'll just play one or two more. And I think at that point, you already did see what this tank can do, what it can't do necessarily. I think just what you have to know. So don't stand in the open like I did earlier in this game where the enemies pushed around. There I was in a problematic situation because the enemies could go for my lower plate quite easily. But as soon as I was hull down again, enemies were not capable of penetrating me anymore. And I was in a position where I just had my backup and I could perfectly farm them, I could fight. And still at a distance, also the lower plate isn't all that big, so people still penetrate, not on every single shot. Also, you could see me shooting the enemy Bisonte, so I also struggled a bit. I was using siege there, so in that case I had a much higher chance of penetrating because I really wanted to have those shots pen there. Okay, can I actually move up? Oh, enemies are getting aggressive there. Do I still move up? I'm not trusting my teammates, that's a problem, because often on this map there is a huge problem with teammates just camping, because they are all aiming for this corner. Nah, come on. I would rather move up towards that C-cap, basically. But without my teammates making any moves, I'm not going to be able to do so. The Yo's are moving in. Oh shit. Okay. No. Okay. We're down 2 tanks and we did basically nothing actually. Like, yeah. But okay, we also killed one. Nice. There might be one shot now. And I'm also hull down again. Oh crap. That's not good, that's not good. Enemies are going full in there. Come on. Now I'm also having the problem of getting flanked. Maybe we can just break out to the front, because there's the Emil in the back. Maybe we can just kill that BZ. Oh, so we got someone back in the corner. That's actually nice. Can you kill? Nice. Nice. Okay, I'm not shooting, man. The temptation is so freaking high. Good. Highest 3 one-shots. We are actually winning this one. Okay. I might have to use my reserve shell here just to not take any damage, because that could really be bad for me. But hey, I can just sit back, the enemies are far away. Reserve shell actually helping me here for once. Can I move up to the sea cap? I think yes. Then they have a problem. I just want to try to take the base here. Good. Oh, it was a bad shot actually. Okay. HE. At this angle I can pen. What about my teammates' hit points? Not quite there. I don't really want to move up. There's a big risk if I moved up too aggressively that somehow the enemies would be able to just kill me. Like this here. Oh my gosh. Yep. Okay, the HE spamming is actually working out for them. Hmm. 1 minute left to go. Both are one-shots. And I'm kind of trapped here. Oh. Interesting move. He's definitely a decent player. No! Ah, yeah, I should have turned around. I was thinking that they would probably come from the other side, or like, it would have actually made more sense for them to come from two different angles. Actually, he did a good job there. Flanking around like this unspotted was a well-deserved ace. Ah, but it was... yeah, okay. Well, the move that he did not really make much sense there. Because if they just pincered me from two different angles, then they would have definitely been able to just shoot me. But actually, it worked out really well to just go together at the same time. Or at least the email was just moving into the open. The other one was well prepared. Okay, let's go for a last game. And then end this little stream here. Let's hopefully have a bit more luck here. And the teamwork on the other side was great, while my teammate unfortunately just YOLO'd in. Oh, let's aim. He's tracked. You know what, in this case I might actually go for my reserve shell as well. Just to get him down to a one shot at the start already. The others have not even moved up yet. This did not really cost me much in terms of DPM. Is AMX there? He should not be surviving this aggressive positioning. Come on, nice. Very important with this tank to aim as much as possible, although that was obviously not really well aimed. I mean, I don't want to shoot that second shot. Actually, you know, I've got good DPM. I could afford for some snapshots as well. Okay, the Smasher is quite isolated here. Let's get rid of him. Does he have the next one? Probably. Löwe. I'm trying to already take some cover here as I'm anticipating his move. Okay, I got the kill, but it was from my reserve shell. That's the thing. If you almost have that second shell loaded, you basically, and then you shoot, it's basically wasting 2 shots worth of reload time just for 1 shot. It was okay here. One of those rare games where I actually made better use of the reserve shell, or more use of it. And you could see sometimes it is worth it, although I would generally not recommend going for it all too much. So just to sum things up, I definitely do like this tank, and I think it is very, very capable. You should definitely try getting it as well, especially as it's free if you just play enough. Yeah, good luck on that. If you did enjoy this stream or this little video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more streams and videos. See you soon.